Hello there and welcome. This is Reddit War Room episode 9. And we've got our first three-man cast today. Hello guys.
How's it going?
Hey,
We've got Connor, who we've met before, haven't we, Connor?
Hello, everybody. Greetings from nighty Glasgow.
90 Glasgow. Would it be fair to
uh,
say, Connor, that you're a little bit drunk?
To be fair, yeah.
And Fedaykin, hello Fedaykin.
hey man, first time on the show, so it'll be interesting.
It will indeed. You're a lurker on Reddit and you stream
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, I stream questionable level 11 through 13 play.
Nice. And we've got an interesting cast today, chaps. It looks to be a level 8 Wehrmacht game, and he promises me in the email that it is an awesome game. So we have that guarantee. It's from Dave Latisse of YouTube. He doesn't have a Reddit account, but he says he has been on there once, so technically it counts.
David Davis, yeah.
Exactly. The
It's a
game.
great name.
It is a great name. The map is Bow Lowlands. And how are we going to do this, guys?
Alright, well, I'll follow the Wehrmacht player since that's probably my best faction, and we'll let BlueCarrot follow the other
I'm
guy.
following Burishkin, who's playing American from what I believe is the South. I'm usually pretty good at telling North, South, East, and West, but when it comes to people telling me on Company Heroes maps, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay, so what we're going to be doing, guys, is I'm going to be counting on you to get into the mindset of each player and really give us kind of good updates on what they're doing and why they're doing it. And hopefully this will work out. It could be a clusterfuck or it could be the next great thing in Company of Heroes casting, who knows. Anyway, we're all on 5 seconds and we're all going to pause in 3, 2, 1, play. 6, 7, 8. Do we have confirmation?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh no, wait! No, I'm good.
Oh god! Oh no! Anyway, let's talk about Bow Lowlands as a map. Do we like it?
I actually have it unchecked as Wehrmacht. I can play it, but I'm not a big fan of it. I do like it as an American though; it's a lot of fun.
I think it's pretty good for more mobile tactics. It's really bad for Brits. It's pretty bad for defensive doctrine, and yeah, that's how I feel about it.
How would you try and play it as Wehrmacht? If you're going to set up like a prepared position on one place in the map, what would you do?
On the north, I tend to just try and take my fuel and stuff, and then I'll sometimes go T2 and push in and try and get the victory point quickly. Other times, I'll let them drain me down about 150 points, and then push in with T3 blitz.
Oh, that's cool, that's cool. Do you try and divide it down the river as Wehrmacht to just keep one large section, like one half of the map, or do you keep pushing all around?
Uh, Personally, I divide it down the river, and then we'll use like flamer pyos and stuff on the other side to sort of harass them a little.
What?
Am I correct by saying that this is tournament positions? Yeah.
I've no idea because I've never seen this in a tournament.
Yeah, no, like I think if you were Wehrmacht starting from the south, the game would be so much easier simply because, like, that bridge is kind of a bit, sure, it's got a bit of green cover going in it, like, but it's at the same time, like, it is a bridge you have to get across and every that, like, it just seems like the trees on either side would be so much easier to cross. Maybe I'm
Definitely, I
wrong.
agree.
Definitely from the south, I like it way more as Wehrmacht. But so the Wehrmacht went Volks MG. And he's kind of floating, and he has an idle Volks by his pyos at the +10
So
munitions.
all big no-nos, as everybody should know at this point. Floating, bad, no. Bad play.
I find with this map that it's very good to get a scout unit out very fast and push it straight towards the middle so that you can kind of see where the opposing team is going to go first because you can see between, like, right in the river there's those two ammunition sites, and if they are capped, you can see them being capped, and it tells you a lot about what the enemy is going to do early game.
That's a really good point. I find jeeps, schwims, bikes so useful on this map. They're just good at hunting down worker units mainly.
Yeah, so he's going Volks, MG Volks, and definitely a little slow on the Volks timing, but that's my big weakness right now, is I tend to float up to like 300, 320 before I notice.
You notice that he's got the idle Pioneer all the way in the north. He's not moved it since he capped the fuel.
Yeah.
Do you reckon he's waiting for an OP, or he's just forgotten about
No, I think he just forgot it. Because he has enough for the OP.
For the Americans, we've got our third rifle coming out now, like, you know, so I presume rifle spam. We might see a fourth rifle, we might see grenades. I presume we're going to see a fourth rifle.
It's not the awesome game he told us it'd be at this point now, because we've got, you know, engineers camping in the woods to the far east or the right for you, Connor. You know, it's pretty boring. What have you got any good war stories from playing Bow Lowlands? Because I certainly have. I've had a few interesting games, to say the least, on this map.
I think it's fair to say that it actually is a good game for war stories. Like you did your Rat and Krieg challenge there lately. I think this would be a really good map for Rat and Krieg, because it's so open and you can harass on either side. And when you're against especially a Wehrmacht player, but a PE player too, because it can take them a while to react to something that Jeep spam when you get raid would be amazing at this map.
Oh, definitely, absolutely, definitely. Yeah, it's a really interesting map, and it offers a lot of different kind of zones. It's got the VP points are so far away from each other that VP battles can become very interesting on this map in particular.
Have we seen many engagements in this map yet? I
saw-
haven't seen any.
We saw the Volks get chased back by the rifles in the center, but besides that, no.
They're tickling each other. They
MGs.
don't want to fight.
I think it's kind of good in the way that we have a clear, determined line that's been drawn across the map. Like, you know, that's that they're just both playing really conservatively.
Oh, as good as in World War One was a good war.
As in, more people died in that war than any war before, yeah, and after.
Oh, so fast bars from the American. That's
He's just getting chewed up though. This is bad play. We don't like to see this. He's retreating now, but he should have retreated a lot sooner. And that's something beginner players fall into the trap of. They wait to see if suddenly their rifles will grow lasers from their faces. It's not going to happen. If you see a situation where you're not going to win, just retreat every time.
Generally, when stuck on tier 1 for Wehrmacht and you see bars pop, you want to get a second MG. This Wehrmacht player already has 2 MGs,
yeah.
so it was not a good point.
Volks MG, which was sorry, Connor, which was nice. He teched up to T2, and now he just built his Comcraft center. So
Was that a mine there in the right?
yeah,
mine.
rifles hit the mine in the bottom.
It was really early, wasn't it?
It's really aggressive mine as well.
Yeah, he's flooding 100 munitions, so he could honestly lay down more mines or do something with it.
So this is getting interesting now. I'm liking his aggression. That's cool.
700 manpower floating for the American.
Yeah, we're at 350 for the Wehrmacht, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know about the second MG. It worked out for him, but I like going Volkswagen's sniper MG on this map because of the bridge. You can really you can use your sniper and cover him pretty effectively with a mine or just in general, and take both VPs quickly and start.
What taking into the mid game? What do you think you can really take advantage of as Wehrmacht on this map?
I played a lot of T2 defensive, but this guy's going T3, so that I don't know. I don't like it for Pumas because it's pretty easy to get flanked and sticky by riflemen, but we'll see.
Do you want to know something really funny, guys? There's a really cool engagement in the middle, I know, but if you see to the right, you see that little red dot? If you're Wehrmacht, or blue dot if you're US, that is an engineer who's been in the woods for the past 5 minutes of this map. He's just been sitting there, like camping and toasting marshmallows, and now he's come out and he's captain VP. I think that's
Well,
really
Pretty sneaky.
The Wehrmacht lost his MG in the middle bridge. He didn't retreat it. He just sort of soft retreated, and the bar rifleman took it out. So
that's not good.
it's not.
I see a body. Yeah, that's pretty bad for him.
I do like. I mean, his mine placement's pretty good though. He's placed 2 good mines, hit some stuff, but he's floating 200 munitions, and this is something I do occasionally. But
The American is
I
floating.
found if you just throw down mines everywhere, stuff starts to die. Pretty
The
quickly.
American is floating 800 manpower, and he was 200 munitions. He just spent 25 of them somewhere.
Probably on suppressing fire in the middle.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, he seems to be spamming that stuff. It seems to be working out for him though. The bars are really doing some work. He's got some good veterancy early on. Supply yard, motor pools, so the veterancy should be rolling in from now.
We do have a Puma coming out though from the T3 of the Wehrmacht, so we'll see how that goes.
I do kind of like the macro that's happening with the Wehrmacht player at the moment, because it seems like the American player has capped up the left the whole way up to the Wehrmacht base, but all the engagements are happening in the right hand side of the base, which is of course advantageous to a Wehrmacht player, because you want the engagements to happen where they're like where your MGs are and stuff like that. Like, you know, even though it hasn't worked out for him, it's actually a pretty good idea to, like, you know, even though he's left the whole left hand side of the map, like, you know, the right hand side was where all the engagements are happening.
Did you notice in the shed on the top right, an engineer beat out an MG because there wasn't a window in the side of the house, so there's nothing the MG could do about it, and it's now
Yeah.
it's pretty interesting.
So Puma's out on the field. I mean, no vet. Yeah, he doesn't really have the fuel income.
Built a
to,
campcraft
stuck
early
on
on
plus
though.
system. Yeah, which was surprising. Didn't kind of. I mean, it's only 100 manpower, so not really a waste, but could have
It
done
is
a
a
bit better.
waste. I do it sometimes myself, and I don't use it until like maybe like 6 or 8 minutes later, and it's an awful waste.
Puma coming into the base.
Oh, here we go. If he's got stickies, it'd be dead by now. That got way too close to those riflemen. You don't need to get that close, and bullets do penetrate rear armor.
Yeah, the bars are gonna kill it.
That was
It's
bad.
pretty awful play.
Yeah, that was bad. For everything he's done well so far, that wasn't very good. With armoured cars, you want to keep at arm's length and jab, and kite as they call it, don't they, in proper replays. Kiting refers to the fact that you have a kite on a string, so you're always at arms, at distance. So kind of,
He did kill the flamer NGs down at the bottom with his bolts, so.
Oh, that's not
We have
bad.
a
Overall
T17
worth
coming
it.
out for the American player. Does somebody want to tell me what the T17 is like for the Americans? Because I always play the M8 anyway. Like, you know, I know the T17 is used an awful lot
Terrible.
for the British, but I don't know what it's like for Americans.
It's like a fat, bloated, middle-aged man version of the M8 with an impotent penis that doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
Does it
pretty
last
much.
longer?
It does last a lot longer, so the analogy is now following on, and it does shoot white kind of shit at vehicles, white phosphorus rounds.
I've
Yeah,
seen
it
those
can
white
stun,
wasps,
which is
yeah.
annoying.
It's good in 2v2s.
It's
It's kind of like a suppression. No, the brain fire, the buttoning with something. Yeah.
So the American tried to send all 3 of his riflemen up that one path to the middle VP. He probably should have tried flanking because the Wehrmacht MG forced everything back.
There's too much
Second
going on this
Puma
game
out.
to keep capture it all. This game's crazy.
Nothing has happened in the left forever. Like, you know, it's like the Wehrmacht would really benefit in just sending like a Pio over there. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, that T-17's not done much. It's got 1 infantry kill, and it's nearly dead. It's like the closest to death you can be without dying. The
Puma could get some crits.
No destroyed engine, no main gun destroyed though.
Oh, we have our first Volk squad venturing into the left-hand side.
Do you reckon it's going to go for the cutoff or the fuel denial or something? What's it going to do?
No, he's gonna go for the cutoff. But
Yeah, the cutoff, that doesn't cut anything off.
Yeah, I think, that he just needs resources himself more than denying the American resources. The American has loads of resources and he has for ages. He needs resources himself. Would I be correct, Fedaykin?
yeah, I mean he's floating manpower, but he only has plus 16 fuel income and plus 27 munitions. So, oh, Puma gets a chases the T-17 into the base and kills it.
I was watching that forever and then I stopped watching it. Oh no. Was it dramatic? Was it interesting at all?
Not really. He chased it in and shot it. He's got bet 1 on his vehicle, so this is something I occasionally will do when I'm trolling people. We'll get quick Wehrmacht vehicle vet and just laugh as Pumas kill all the infantry.
M3 half-track quad mount crowd killer is really doing some damage there. 3 kills already.
The American has plus 59 on his ammunitions increase every minute. It's crazy. Plus 59, that's crazy.
We just saw a stormtrooper with a Shrek go down to bar fire. One good tip for the Wehrmacht is if your units have Shreks, you have to start thinking of them as is less competent at killing infantry because one of the guy's hands is full. So you just had a 2-man squad and you kept them firing against infantry when they should have retreated. That's not good.
I hear a lot of people mention that, that people get sniped by Shreks and stuff like that. I consider them they don't hit a person very often, but when they hit a squad that's grouped together, they're gonna kill someone and stuff like that. I don't really understand. Sure they're less accurate and stuff like that, but they kill things every so often. I don't think they're that bad at anti-infantry.
I think the fear is though, if you do get a few lucky crits against you and you drop a Shrek, it can lose you the game.
So he lost his 2 Pumas to that one Ranger squad that one Ranger squad that was called in, and he responded by calling in a stuh, so we'll see. He has cut off the left-hand side of the map with his 3-man Volk squad, so...
Yeah, slow but steady progress there, that was quite good.
How about that American half-track?
Oh,
to the right.
American half-track.
Beast.
I only go half-track against PE. I don't know. Shreks are just too good.
I'd agree.
They're just so bad at staying alive, aren't they, M3 half-tracks? They take, I think, 2 pack shots, or... They just sometimes just die in an instant, you don't even notice. So this stew, I predict that will get a few kills, because around the central area, you see the banks on either side of the central area? The stew can go behind the bushes and still hit riflemen on top of the ridge. It's unreal.
MP44 Volks just double critted a flamer pile, but they're gonna retreat to the barred riflemen.
Yeah, I see the embers of where they used to be.
There
Barred
is
riflemen
a
are
lot going on in
tearing.
this game. I'm actually kind of impressed by the macro of these players.
Macro, you mean
Wehrmacht's floating 100 fuel. Just spent it.
What did he buy? That was quite, what did he move?
T4. He's going up to T4, so I think we'll see some Ostfiends.
How's it going in for the US in terms of tech and con? Have we seen anything interesting over there?
It's still tier 3 up, and that's as far as we've gotten.
Quad mounts vet 1 now, 8 kills, just took out the MG. Fucking shit.
Stu's coming down to get revenge.
It's just infantry and that quad. There's not much going on. He's lucky that that Stu hasn't pushed a bit more.
Oh,
Yeah,
he just
he
manned
sort of just left it in the middle.
He just manned to the MG with Rangers. That's not good, is it?
It's a pretty expensive MG.
Yeah, you might as well.
That MG will last for a while, though, I believe. Yeah, they still have elite armor even when they're manning the MG. So
Oh,
if
wow.
you want an elite MG,
Oh, that's
Yeah, but it's 45 manpower per ranger, right? So
it'd be cool if the
So-
MG retained fire up and all that stuff.
Good lord,
Be a
this
little
replay is
unfair.
long.
I know. I never didn't. I have a confession. I forgot to look how long it is. So we don't know what's gonna happen.
So the Wehrmacht, I've noticed he has a tendency to leave his MGs pretty like stationary and by themselves, unsupported. I'd recommend you either move them around or keep your units nearby them, just because otherwise a rifleman playing could just tear it up.
It's so
We have
Karen?
we have the stew against Rangers here on the right as well at the moment. It's the first big engagement for the stew.
Rangers have because everything in Company Heroes is target table related. They're really good target table against vehicles. They just survive vehicle shots so easily.
So does that mean that like they don't, that things don't hit them? Yeah.
Well, 2 of them just died, but there's more of them. Oh god, this American boy. But there's more of them just going on the field. But yeah, they don't die as easily to vehicle fire as other units would because of the target tables and stuff.
Makes sense.
But in Company Heroes 2, it's all changing. There's no target tables anymore because they wanted to make it easier to patch and easier to, mod and stuff, and they were lazy. Basically, in Company Heroes 2, it's still the same system in terms of random number generators, but each unit they're all kind of very, very similar to each other.
Yeah, they're all based on the same table and everything. That there's
Correct.
not multiple tables that they drive off of each other and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot less paper, scissors, stone. This one eats this one kind of thing.
So, Connor, has the American built 3 ranger squads? Or 2?
4.
4. Oh.
What?
One vet 1 and everything else is vet 0.
How much manpower has he been floating?
Well, he's only down to 250 at the moment, but he, like I said, for a lot of the game he was floating more than 800.
Oh my god!
Bulk squad goes down.
Thompson's, oh my lord! And this stew is
And
just...
he has nearly 500 ammunitions because, like I said, he was at one point he had plus 59, but now he's still got plus 54 ammunitions.
we just...
Oh, and the Vet 2 Rifleman squad barely gets away.
I know, and we just saw the impacts of target tables, because when the stew hit the rifleman, they just kind of dissipated into pate or something.
From what I heard from your the war room thing with Armstrong there, he was saying that like Vet 3 Rangers are better than Vet 3 Riflemen, which is what something I've always assumed, but was something that I had not been hearing lately, from Reddit topics and stuff. I find it pretty interesting. It's just the fact that Vet 3 Rangers take double the amount of XP to actually get to Vet 3. It's pretty interesting.
Really? That's crazy. But yeah, Armstrong was... Oh my god, he lost another squad.
Vet
It's
2
all
Rifleman
gone.
goes down.
That's cringe-worthy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel about Rangers. I always go them, but I'm often left disappointed by them. But yeah, Vet 3 Rangers are really good. Thompson's just, I mean, they can take on Vet 3 KCH no problem.
I swear to god that stew just killed its own Puma. I swear to god that just happened.
I don't think so. I was watching it too, and I think it was Rangers with the bazookas.
Have they got more than one bazooka, do you think, maybe?
They've got 2 bazookas.
Oh, more than 2. I think they've
naturally.
got 3 is what I'm getting at. Let me have a look. No, they
No,
do have 2.
they have 2.
Yeah. I thought they fired at the same time usually, maybe. Maybe I'm wrong.
There was an engagement earlier there on the right as well. At the same time, everything was happening on the left. It was just stormtroopers trying to cap the plus 10 ammunitions, but they were being held off by the half track and stuff. Stormtroopers, I believe, get suppressed really fast. Is that correct?
Until they get Vet 2. Yeah.
Okay guys, what we're going to do now is highly unprofessional of us, but we're going to times 2 for about 5 minutes just to get into the meat of the game. Because we've seen the early game, we've seen the mid game, We want to see how these guys handle things, like their teching options as they get on. So as soon as we get to 23 minutes, we times 2 for a while.
Sounds good.
I know it sounds good.
Yeah, it's getting a bit old.
You know, it's not like the game isn't eventful or anything. That it's just that it's like, you know, standard.
Yeah, exactly. There's not many tips. We've given all the tips we can give at this point for this, like the early game and such. We need to.
Should I be on ×2 already?
You're not, are you, Fedaykin? Did you miss it as well? Because I did.
No. I hit it right at 23. I'm not as drunk as Connor.
Yeah. Okay.
Could you
Pause
give
at
us a
24,
time?
Fedaykin. Pause at 24.
Alright.
We're ruining our own cast now. I wish I hadn't said anything. Get ready to unpause, Fedaykin.
At ×2 or
At ×2. As soon as you hit 24 seconds, on it. Alright, unpause, go. Is everybody in?
Yeah, I'm at 24.
You should be at
24,
time
10.
You ×2,
Yeah.
yeah, Connor?
Yeah, I am, yeah.
No,
24,
I
20.
assume we're all fine, fuck it.
Storm's picking up the bazooka, losing Stug to
Just as
off map.
I ×2, everything goes mental, and we miss the most interesting part of the game. Okay,
Yeah, shouldn't have done that. He's going. Wehrmacht's going T4 with 90 fuel, so we might see a Panther. Probably, I'd go to Osfin's myself, but
okay, at 25 seconds, pause and go ×1.
uh,
I
I'd
apologise
pass
to
that.
everybody watching this. I apologise to my fellow co-casters. It was a bad idea.
So at what time?
25 minutes, get paused and be at ×1.
I'm past 25 already.
I'm 25:30.
You're 25:30. How
Did you go like ×8, Blue?
I
must
didn't
have
catch
done.
up to you, and then I went back to ×2.
Oh my god. Right. Okay, where are you, Connor? You're the furthest down.
25:30.
Okay, I'll get there. Hang on.
Alright, I'll get to 25:30. Just a second.
And we've got an engagement with the Rangers. They're hitting the Stormtroop Gavaren. Oh my god, the M3 half trash coming in. Oh, this is crazy. Okay, I've gone ×8. I've gone way past it now.
Fuck's sake.
We've ruined the cast. It's over, guys. It's over.
Oh my god. That was terrible. That was a terrible idea, AE, to go.
Let's just keep going. Let's just
No.
get another. Like,
Right, where are you, Connor? I
20
forget. Where are you?
26 minutes.
Okay.
Alright, get to 26.
We're
Stop
get to
fucking
26.
Alcohol and times casting doesn't work.
Well, no,
I feel like I'm the most sober person here.
I've been drinking every time you've not been talking. Well, I've not been talking.
Yeah, same here. So. Alright, I'm at 26, by the way.
Just playing some intermission music. This is amazing.
Where are you, AE?
I'm 26, baby. Hang on.
Good lord.
Okay, we're at 26 seconds. And
This is
let's...
the worst.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. I covered for us. It was brilliant. I got a YouTube video of Monty Python Holy Grail intermission music. It was fine.
Amazing.
it'll all be all right on the night. Okay, now we've had an intermission, guys. Let's regroup and think about what we've seen so far, and think about how each player can handle the game going forward. We obviously saw a big engagement on the left. Did any of us kind of get the gist of what happened? Because
Yeah, so the Wehrmacht was trying to push, and Bickley, he got his Puma stickied, and then he got his Sta immobilized, and then the Rangers just came in the off map, and it killed both vehicles, and really left the Wehrmacht with only one Sta in the middle, and a bunch of he did respond right. He's gotten a bunch of infantry with MP44s what is it? MP40s. There we go. That's what bolts get.
Yes, yes, definitely. But from the American player, Connor, at this point.
Yeah, I think it's a team of soft counters really for the American player. What we've got on the map at the 26-minute mark is 2 half tracks, 4 squads of rangers.
Oh my god.
I don't even see a weapon support center, so I suppose it's command from a off-map combat group.
So it's like the most noobish army ever. Okay, we're 26.
You know what? I'm actually really confused because he doesn't have off-map combat group unlocked, but he has an MG. Oh, you know what? He probably stole the Wehrmacht MG. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah,
And it's all
it's
right.
the Ranger MG.
You've killed too many of your brain cells. Anyway, we're at 26 minutes and we're pausing in 3, 2.
Wait, at ×1 or ×2?
Oh, that is a very good point. Hang on. Okay,
'Cause
get to
last time that
20,
didn't
26 seconds, 26 minutes and 5 seconds. Are you ready for this?
26 and 5. All right. 1 second.
26 and 5, Connor. Come on.
Ready at ×1 speed.
×1 speed, baby. Because it was a stupid idea to change it. I don't know why you suggested that.
Yeah.
Right,
Connor.
3, 2, 1, play. Company of Heroes is a great game, and they've given us a great system to work with. And let's see what we've got in the centre. We've got the stew finally opening up. It's got 3 kills from the 10-minute mark up till the 26-minute mark. Oh, and it's finally got some more kills. There we go, 5 kills. Oh, and a few more.
Oh,
Oh my god.
retreat your rifleman.
What is he doing?
We've got a nice bit of veterancy from these riflemen, even though he's going to like 239 manpower per minute, which I presume means that he hasn't gotten any supply yard upgrades. So give a look.
Have you guys caught the
So-
thing on the left? We've got MP40s and MP44s and Thompson Rangers ready to kill each other, but they don't want to do it. Like,
The Vet 2, the
Yeah, he
Wehrmacht's
just got
gonna win
Vet 2.
this,
It's
which is
brilliant, yeah.
great. Oh,
That was
and
really
a bundle
well played.
made.
oh my god,
Oh,
this is awesome.
Amazing.
And then we've got the quad mount covering fire. Finally, just kicked in.
Fedaykin, could you explain? You were saying something there earlier about like how Vet 2 stormtroopers are are more resistant to suppression. Could you explain that?
it's when they get the armor upgrade.
Okay, so
So-
they get elite armor, is it?
Yeah, so like Grens, they don't start with elite armor; they get it at Vet 2, if I remember correctly. So the Wehrmacht just has 5 CPs, and he's been going down left-hand side blitz, so he should be unlocking the Tiger soon.
Ooh, Tiger.
But he has no tank vet, so
Have we even seen an off map yet? Obviously, he's
We've
got it
lost
unlocked.
2 rangers, and we've almost lost a half track in the last minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Yeah, there was some pro reversing from the half track though. I would have bet my life it was about to die, and it seemed to stay alive somehow.
It's not pro retreating by your rangers though when you lose 2 squads of them.
Nope, that was terrible. I think
the-
the standard of play from the Wehrmacht's been slightly higher than standard play from American, but you know, we see little things, nice things like an MG bunker in the top left, protecting the VP.
Panzer IV is about to come out on the field. He's unlocked Tiger. His lack of fueling comes really hurting him. He could probably take his right-hand side fueling comes sooner.
Yeah.
We have on-map artillery from the American player.
Well, that's
What is it? 105 battery.
Yeah, I don't really like that choice. He's gone. It's obvious he's gone T3, and so he's not really going to be sitting around too much. So I don't know why he went Howitzer.
It's not a great map for it. It's a very mobile map. Sure, he's close to the enemy base, but at the same time, the American howitzer does take quite a while to.
Oh, your mic blew. Oh god.
We had an entire night of gaming with Connor's mic being fine, and then we start casting and it suddenly breaks. But
So the Vet 2 rifleman got an immobilized crit on the stun. They manage to take down the MG.
That's happened twice in this game. Like an MG.
Hello, would you mind? We'll take a time again if you don't mind.
How did you mess the time up?
Well, like he just told me that my mic went, so I just wanted to make sure that I'm on the same time as he.
Oh yeah, 29, 55, 56, 57. Is everybody okay?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
fine.
with you now
Oh,
again.
beautiful. Sorry, I thought you'd gone out of your
Oh.
game.
Panzer IV goes down to arty of some
Apologies.
kind.
Kidding me? This is
to off map because the on map's now shooting at the Wehrmacht's HQ.
yeah, not a very wise choice of artify there. He's just kind of spammed it into the first place he could think of. It's usually
That's what I was saying actually when my mic went. That it's not a great map for artillery anyway because the map is so wide. Forces are usually so mobile unless you're.
Oh, it's gonna be terrible, cast.
this is awful. This is like a parody of shoutcasting.
I know.
It's amazing. The MG bunker's finally going down there. Have you noticed the VP points for the Wehrmacht players? 99 versus
Yeah.
485. And more Rangers are about to go down as well. This is absolutely unreal. Unreal.
He sent a Panzer IV, a Storm Squad with a Shrek, and now he's sending the Sta all to kill that MG bunker on the left hand side. And so far nothing's managed to kill it. He's been artied every time.
Oh, is that where the Panzer IV went down? Of course it is. I was looking for that after I missed it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's an off map. On map onto the HQ, killed one Storm, but Wehrmacht is aware of that, so he did pull all his troops away.
It'd definitely be good to get the one of the stews from the centre, the original stew from the centre, to try and take down the howitzer. I mean, players.
Oh, here comes an Osvind to take down.
Oh,
the
there we
howitzer.
go. Just as I talked about it, yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
It is. And the
So-
health dissipating. There we go. 28 XP for the Wehrmacht player.
Connor, how much munitions does the American have?
278 at the moment.
Yeah, so one thing I tend to do mid-game, because recently I've been getting killed a lot by base rushes, but mining your own base approaches is something really good to do with extra munitions, because then they try and send that vehicle and it ends up getting killed.
When you're playing a game of soft counters, it's essential, really. Like, you know, you need to
Oh.
play hard counters.
You use 4ES, don't you, quite a bit, as Connor? And you have to mine your base quite a lot because of that reason.
Well, like I usually do more aggressive mining when I do 4ES, but like on the war room that you showed, like, you know, that I had to use defensive mining instead of offensive mining because there was no bikes in place and stuff like that. Like, you know, I just had to protect from things like half tracks and stuff like that, so it was less serious.
So, the Wehrmacht lost another tank on the left-hand side. He did kill the MG bunker, but he lost a Sta to off-map. His Sta, like, right by his cutoff, has been pretty idle, and now it's just running into Rangers and gets taken down.
Oh, it's awful. Yeah. Good news, everyone, though, is I'm on the same time sync as the rest of you, so...
I mean, I was impressed earlier. I was gonna say earlier, like his tank micro, the Wehrmacht's tank micro was alright. His Puma micro wasn't great, but he's really sort of starting to lose track of his units as the combat spreads out to two sides.
What I find is just awful about the American player, though, is like the fact that he has not gone for any hard counters the entire game. You know, the only hard counter he has is flamers to infantry. Everything else is soft counter, like, you know.
Definitely. I mean, Bars was a brilliant choice in the early game, but since then he's had no major AT efforts, and for it he's lost, you know, his howitzer, several Ranger squads.
He's killing the tanks with off-map though, so I mean, probably should have invested sooner. But he's killed all the Wehrmacht's armor, so.
You shouldn't be gambling on your
Bundle
player,
nade
the
on the Rangers on the
opposition being
left.
terrible.
Oh my god! Third Ranger squad.
It's amazing. That's
Ranger
amazing.
Ranger
Oh
goes
my
down.
god.
Something. What is it? Like bouncing up and down. Is it the skull of a ranger or something? Oh. Okay, so the dire situation we've got to mention right now is the VP situation for the Wehrmacht. It's looking pretty harrowing.
Yeah,
I believe in him. Tigers on the field.
Yeah. Maybe that'll get killed by off-map. No, I mean, one thing I've been impressed is the Wehrmacht's done a much better job of cutting the American off than the American has. I mean, we've seen him push up and capture points, but the Wehrmacht's been pretty aggressive with his infantry.
Yeah,
Which
it's been
is-
good. He seems to understand cut-off mechanics quite well, so we can't punish him for that.
I'm pretty impressed with the American player. He's just produced an AT gun and it's going to stand in his base until he decides to move it. It was actually brilliant timing for the Tiger. Like, you know, sure you need 2 AT guns at least to handle a Tiger, but he built one to counter the Tiger and now it's going to stand in his base.
No, but you don't understand. Obviously, he's learning by experience. He remembers that time that Ostrin came into his base to kill a howitzer. So if this game was to carry on for, you know, several more days in real time, that surely would happen again.
One thing that's impressive is the vet on the American's pretty good. I mean, if he had kept some of these squads alive a bit longer and not just let them get killed by bundle nades, he'd be doing good.
I agree, especially since he has no supply yard upgrades. It's really good.
Oh, and he's just lost the vet to rifleman as I said that.
If you guys clocked the fact that the MP40 Volksgrenadiers have 22 kills, infantry kills,
Yeah.
it's pretty that's pretty.
Did he build a triage center?
Nope.
He did not. No, he has no interest in keeping his troops alive, even though troops are the majority's army. Also, that AT gun is still standing in his base.
Here we're witnessing the incredibly slow reinforced time of stormtroopers. That bar fills so slowly for each individual man that comes back onto the field.
I mean, it seems pretty clear that the Wehrmacht's gonna win at this point. If I had to bet, he has vet 2 infantry. He has a Tiger on the field.
I disagree.
As we've said, the Americans refuse to get hard counters. So
I disagree. I have seen Americans win on this map from worse situations than that. All they do is they fling all of their forces to one of the VPs that is unguarded, and they just wipe the VPs, and they let them trickle down and they win. I've seen it happen so many times. i.e. I've done it. I mean, you must have
Good
had
times.
similar games. You know, when you're American on this map and you can just flank all the way around and get that VP where the Wehrmacht's not watching and just let it tick down. It's one of the only ways to win, really, as Americans sometimes.
Yeah, well, they have the mobility advantage. I see that there's a single man rifleman trying to cap a VP there, not to any avail with stormtroopers.
The
and a
rifleman
Tiger right
seemed
next to him.
to spread himself out over the map in like a fine pace. Would you advise that for, you know, using riflemen in the future?
I'd advise it when baking.
he teched the American teched a WSC, so and built a mortar, which I don't really get. Mortars are not sort of lose a lot of their power late
Against
game.
Tigers.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna kill the repairing pioneers. This guy's a tactical mastermind.
The Tiger doesn't snipe it.
I think at the same time, you know, you can put a mortar. It's good earlier in the game because you can put a mortar in your base and it's just gonna shell the middle VP for the rest of the game, and be fairly safe.
Yeah, there's a
The
place.
22 kill Volks are getting suppressed by an MG and a quad, but they get away.
Oh, I see that. Yeah, the one man gets away with little health. Look at the amount of drop weaponry. They have been picking it up throughout the game, but it just goes to show just how many men are dying. It's pretty ridiculous, this game. I'd love to see the stats at the end of it.
Don't worry, there's 280 guns in the American base sitting there.
Oh, and they're really watching over that entrance to the base. So if that Osvin comes again to kill one of the MG placements, they're gonna nail him. Don't you worry about that, Connor. He's got it covered.
There is a bit too
Storms
M3
are
though.
taking the Storms are gonna lose to the T18.
You see
or
the penetration
T17,
from the
sorry.
Rangers on that Tiger then. The Tiger like lost a third of its health from one Ranger back.
I know. Oh no.
He wants to try and get the
he
Vet
got
2 Rangers to be
destroyed.
Vet 3. Please.
It'd be amazing.
Amazing balls.
It
Oh!
was redeeming this cast just by Victory Rangers. Full 6-man squad, 5-man squad.
But
Yeah,
the problem is he doesn't have Thompsons on that squad, so
pretty amazing that he doesn't have Thompsons and he still got to vet 3 though. That's an accomplishment in itself.
and the
Oh
blue
my
thing
god!
he kills all the Rangers. Oh, and the bundle nade.
What the fuck?
That's like the 5th bundle nade he's not dodged. That's incredible.
Resources for Blitz are now available.
Yeah, I mean, oh, resource blitz goes down, Tiger comes out, and he's gonna use the remaining manpower to reinforce, I guess. Wehrmacht's holding on to the VPs.
I don't understand how. It's like he hasn't had a superior troop presence in the game, at all. It's just crazy that he's held on to these 38 VPs.
The AT guns were finally mobilized and they took out the Oshvin. That was really advanced play. That was good stuff.
And then got killed by a storm.
The momentum on the field.
And another Tigers on the field. It's all good.
Well, that's the great thing about floating thousands of manpower. When your things die, you can build them again.
Speaking of thousands of manpower, 1,210 fuel is being floated by the American flare.
When they go infantry, that's what they do. Has he got supply yard upgrades? Can either of you qualify to tell by the building? Because I'm certainly not.
I'm qualified to tell by the building, and he does not have either supply yard upgrade.
Oof. That's not good
Backing
times.
the Tiger up into Rangers. That's all his.
Right. So you're the American. You're either of these two players. How do you close the game out at this point? The American has the VP lead. The Wehrmacht has the the unit advantage. As more Rangers die.
I'm inclined to go for M10 squish forever and always. M10
Blitz
squish
goes
would
down
be amazing.
and the Wehrmacht gets out of the off map. Yeah, if I were the Wehrmacht, I'd kind of keep doing what he's doing. Try and cap that middle VP and just try and hold down the left hand side. That's all you can do. The right hand side has an MG and a black pan or a quad half track. For the American, I just constantly, like you said, constantly flank and try and get the VPs.
Americans just sent Vet 2 quad map straight into the base to finish off the stormtroopers. That's pretty ballsy.
Do you know what might not be a bad idea as well is on the Wehrmacht play is actually building something like Nebelwerfer or something like that I think would be really good.
I've got some good advice for the Wehrmacht player at this point. You're playing Blitz, you think, all I need in terms of AT is a Tiger. And for the most part in this game you'd be right. But in most games you'd be wrong. Because a Stu is anti-infantry, you cannot class it as any form of anti-armor. A Tiger goes down to Rangers like anything, you know, especially in this game, as we just saw. So when you're playing Blitz, try and get a few other things. Get Stugs from Tier 3, for example, or get a pack from Tier 2. Don't just rely on your off-map to be your anti-vehicle presence.
Yeah, and tigers don't kill everything unsupported, so he just sent that tiger to die in the middle of the base, in the American base.
How do we feel about bazookas versus recoilless rifles? Like, I believe the difference is that the huge difference is that recoilless rifles have better accuracy and better penetration, but bazookas do better from behind medium and heavy armored tanks. Is that correct?
Yes!
Yeah, I don't know. I personally prefer RRs any day. I mean, they're just really good. The accuracy and their ability to penetrate pretty much everything except frontal armor, I prefer over the risk of a bounce shot from the bazooka.
Depends against what's target as well, because obviously recoilless rifles can ghost through anything PE. Sometimes it's ridiculous.
If I've gotten early grenades, I have no problem going airborne because I feel my airborne squads are so much better anti-infantry if I already have grenades.
We've got a bit of a bad situation with Wehrmacht now because the rifles on the left are decapping the VP. So this could become a bit of a tense situation if he doesn't react to it in time.
He's sending his storms at the bottom right to cap the bottom VP already, but ooh, there's a quad and an MG.
They're dying pretty fast.
Storm squad about to go down.
Oh my lord.
16 VPs.
Was that the Vet 2 quad man that went down then?
Yeah.
Oh my, this is over. This is clearly why he sent the replay in, because
American has 3 squads left.
I can understand why the
4-0.
Wehrmacht was frustrated though with you know, how things panned out, because I think the Wehrmacht played slightly better than the American in this game, but it's just, if it comes down to VPs, that's just unfortunate. Oh, but he's whited it. He's whiting it. He's whiting it. He's just capped it. He's just capped it. Has he saved himself?
The Star has fired 2 shots closer to the Volks than the MG in the building.
Yeah, that's
trying
broken
to kill its
arrow.
own men.
Still has absolutely no kills whatsoever. But Rangers in the centre, this could, you know, there's nothing nearby, there's nothing whatsoever that could possibly get near them in time.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
Come on guys, let's pretend this is tenser than it is.
It's pretty tense. I just don't know what to do. It's like all the action's gone. It's just down to capping VPs, like, and everybody realizes that it's like a base to your face, London.
That's amazing. We've got 9,
Yeah,
8.
oh god.
Come on, exaggerate your emotions, chaps. Exaggerate
Storm
those
squad
emotions.
running. Oh, bundle name.
I just don't even know what's going on.
That's not what we need! It's 5 VPs remaining! This is the best game of Company of Heroes I've ever seen. What we've seen in this game. Oh my god, he's managed to cap the centre!
He's trying to white it. 3.
Oh! This is incredible! 2! This is incredible!
Oh, he's got
1! Oh
it out.
my!
Oh, yes!
Oh yes! Get in there, you
In the
Germans!
face.
He GG'd!
But he's capping it.
Come on, the American! You can still come back from this. You just need to get one. Do not throw in the towel.
How many squads does the Wehrmacht have left? How many units?
He has a lot. He has 4 storm squads, MP40s, and 2 studs. But I mean, he's left them sort of AFK. Now he's capping with half squads. But oh. VP's whited by the Rangers.
I believe in the American with his 4 squads. 4
I
units.
believe in him too. All he
No,
has to
no,
do
no.
is
The
cap
Wehrmacht's
one
gonna
VP.
wipe the
3
other.
units.
The problem is the Wehrmacht has left a lot of his squads AFK, and he has a 2-man storm squad sitting in his HQ building.
That Stu just obliterated another range shot. I think that's the 7th Ranger squad of the game that's died.
Oh, and here comes the stew into the base.
And like it was like everything was whited there for a while, and I was really confused who'd whited what.
Well, this is it. Surely there's nothing the American can do from this point. And I don't think there is. I think we've seen a Wehrmacht victory from the cusp of think of a nice word.
Defeat.
Yeah.
A better word than defeat. I don't want to use that one. Can we think of a better word than defeat, guys, please?
Annihilation.
Annihilation, elimination. Okay, that's good. Yeah, from the cusp of an elimination, he's pinched victory from the American player. He's got to be feeling down and depressed, possibly suicidal. I mean, we should probably reach out to this guy at some point. But the Wehrmacht player, thank you for giving us this replay. It was beautiful. Dave, I really enjoyed it. What do you think, guys?
300 points.
Be honest.
I think
Not-
this is shit.
Not terrible. I mean, you can definitely see the Wehrmacht has a pretty good grasp of the fundamentals of the game. He just could use a bit more practice on executing them. Like his early game looked alright, and then he got complacent and let the American catch up on him, and he made a couple of sloppy mistakes. But overall,
You're good, Fedaykin.
not amazing, but all right.
We're gonna have you on again, Fedaykin, for a slightly higher standard of play. No offense to this game, but like a level 10 at least, because you are the man, and you know the things. Connor's been on before. We've heard Connor's opinions about PE, haven't we, Connor?
Yeah, and hopefully this one will be casted, considering the thing that happened in the middle and everything.
Oh, you don't worry
The
about that.
intermission?
Oh, the intermission was glorious. You think it was bad? Everybody watching this now thinks it's the best thing they've ever seen. So you don't worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, once I get, I'm playing more recently, so once I get back up to where I hit today, 12, 13, into the 15, hopefully, by the end of this month.
You're not going to go level 14, just go straight to 15 from 13.
Yeah. No,
That's beast. Who are you going to beat to do that? Like Tommy or somebody?
oh, just dominate Arnie every game.
Yeah, I hear that guy's a fact. Yeah.
No, I mean,
I think me and Fedaykin might submit a 2v2 into you pretty soon. We were both not exactly sober when playing it, but it was pretty good all the same.
Really?
yeah, it was entertaining, yeah.
And yeah, I'm glad we didn't continue to cast the replay because it's clearly over.
Yeah, I mean, it's
My
replay's
money's
almost
on the
over. It's a
American.
matter of minutes. I mean, the American. I really think he paid for not getting any hard counters. I mean, he saw Arm blitz pretty early, and he should have probably at some point switched into a TD and got either M10s or M18s. Really, without those, the a lot of AT guns, the Axis armor just eventually overwhelmed him.
Definitely, I think your point about hard counters is probably the best thing that any American player that's around this level could take away from this game. He did end up building the 2 AT guns, but he just misused them so ridiculously.
I have one thing to comment as well, which will contradict Armstrong's comment in his last thing. But this is for lower level players and everything like that. He did not get any supply yard upgrades and stuff like that at all. And these are obviously going to be two fairly passive players and stuff like that. There was no huge things that happened, only that you losing your squads because you were bad at playing.
Oh,
and I think the supply yard upgrades would have benefited the American player very
The
much.
thing about
Yeah,
carry on, dude.
especially if he was floating that much. Sorry.
That's fine. I was just about Aimstrong's tip about not having a supply upgrade. I think he was on about everything he says is in terms of the highest level of play at like tournaments. So having no slack, he has no slack whatsoever when he plays. So he doesn't need that extra boost. He doesn't need to waste any money on something that isn't a unit. But you're right,
Yeah, I
Connor.
totally agree with that.
Yeah,
Like, you
you're
know,
right.
even he was saying, like, when you're against people like Devim or, like, you know, Symbiosis, they've got no chink in their armor and you can't leave up, you can't. It's a long-term investment, these supply yard upgrades. Like, you know, I can totally understand it when you're against the highest level of play, but it could be recognized there that you were against another like fairly defensive player and stuff, and that supply yard upgrades would have been very beneficial if you were going to use your manpower, which the player didn't anyway.
Very well put, Connor. For a drunken man, that was far too eloquent.
It's about over. Just in general, supply yards and stickies actually give you a bit of bonus vet as well on your riflemen. But if you're gonna be running into defensive player and throwing away your rifles, you might as well make it as cost efficient as possible, which supply yard upgrades give you that little bit of vet, you know, if you happen to kill a unit, even if you die.
And there we go, play back over. And
Thank you very much.
how about you, Fedaykin?
Yeah, thanks guys. That was an interesting replay. You know, decent level 8 play, I guess.
It's the best level 8 play I've seen all day. And I stand by that. And I want to thank you for watching. Out of the 300 people that end up watching this video, if you made it to the end, you are a true king amongst men. You probably need to do something better with your life, but that's fine.
I'm just at the end. I'm looking through all the stormtroopers, and they all have like 20 kills with the MP44s.
It's pretty ridiculous. Do you have any comments for the viewers that are watching this, Connor?
Yeah, I would say if you're watching this, I would say be more aggressive with your anti-tank. That would be my big thing. Like, no, just
What
this
about
player.
what about good life advice? Has anybody got any good life advice for people watching this?
Don't study business.
Don't study business. Very good. Very good.
I've got one that I heard there lately. It was if you meet an asshole this morning, you've met an asshole this morning. If you meet 3 assholes every day, you're the asshole.
Oh my god. My best piece of advice is if you do poppers in a nightclub and you're trying to have a wee in the urinal, don't force it, otherwise you'll poo yourself. True story.
Poppers are kind of a homosexual drug, aren't they? And like, you know, they're used to making your anus bigger, like more whiter.
Yeah, I got
And,
given them once.
Yeah,
It's a true story.
that's
That
why
was.
you poo yourself, yeah.
And there's a girl I was after as well. She was very, very nice. And I was walking out, and she said, "Oh, hey, or Matt, as my real name is. How's it going?" I was like, "Sorry, I've got to go." And I was really rude to her.
This cast is taking a strange trip.
Yeah.
Oh god, it says 55 minutes, but I'm sure the intermission means this cast's like 1 hour 10. So we're gonna have to end it now, guys. Thank you for watching, everybody. If you've got a replay just as good as this one, or even better, submit it, and we'll cast it. Doesn't matter how good you are, how bad you are, we'll always get somebody just as bad or a little bit better than you to cast it.